GNR is sponsoring a race car team. Tony Stewart is going drag racing and more. Let's get into it. Coming up next. What's going on, everybody? Hope you're doing good today. All right, first things first, a bunch of you have asked me about the Daytona schedule, so let's get into that and then we'll jump into these stories. The first action will happen tomorrow at 8:15 in the evening, Eastern Standard Time. They will have Cup qualifying. Then Thursday at 4:05 Eastern Time, you've got ARCA practice on FS1. 5 o'clock, you've got truck practice. And 7 o'clock, you have the Cup duels. Friday, you will have ARCA qualifying at 1:30. Truck Series qualifying at 3 o'clock, Xfinity practice at 4:35, Cup practice at 5:35, 7:30, truck race stages 20, 20, and 60, so the truck race will be at 7:30. And then Saturday at 10:30, you've got Cup practice, you've got Xfinity qualifying, 1:30, you've got the ARCA race for 80 laps, and then you've got the Xfinity race at 5 o'clock. The stages will be 30, 30, and 60. And then, of course, Sunday, 2:30 Eastern Time, the Daytona 500 for the Cup Series. All right, so that is the schedule, but it was announced today that Tony Stewart will go full-time drag racing. Let's look at that. Tony Stewart will run a full NHRA top alcohol dragster schedule for McPhillips Racing. So there you go. If you had it on your bingo card that Tony Stewart was going full-time drag racing, you probably hit that. But I bet you didn't have it that he was going to do it for McPhillips Racing and not his own Stewart Racing team or whatever he calls the drag racing team over there. So that part to me was interesting. All right, moving right along. From Adam Stern, NASCAR is in active talks to bring a race to New York City area per COO Steve O'Donnell, and they're looking at possible Cup races in Denver, Seattle, Mexico, Canada, and an international series in the Middle East. The article would go on to say, Steve O'Donnell, NASCAR COO, said the sanctioning body is having ongoing discussions with multiple groups in the New York City area and has made several site visits. He did not disclose any specific groups or possible venues. MetLife Stadium would seem like one of the potential options, or a street race in the city. NASCAR made one earlier push to get into the New York City market in 2004 when International Speedway Corp bought land on Staten Island with plans to develop a track, but abandoned the effort after being unable to garner enough local political support. O'Donnell also cited the Pacific Northwest cities of Seattle and Denver as possible domestically for new races. International NASCAR has very strong interest from entities in Canada and Mexico to bring a premier series race to those countries. This follows statements last year by NASCAR President Steve Phelps that the 2024 schedule could feature the most changes yet. So there you go. Possibly by 2024, we will have New York, Canada, and Mexico on the schedule, or at least 2 out of those 3, maybe. I don't know. Sounds like they got some serious adjusting, but NASCAR wasn't finished there, continuing to push on. The same business journal, Adam Stern, also figured out that, well, NASCAR hasn't fully committed to making Fontana a short track yet. Let's look at that. Adam Stern asked if NASCAR's lack of an official commitment on Auto Club Speedway's change was a sign that it isn't 100% committed yet to building a short track in Fontana. COO Steve O'Donnell said, "It's fair to say we're evaluating LA market as a whole." So there you go. This is worse than a soap opera. It's a short track. It's not a short track. It's a short track. It's not a short track. We still don't know what they're going to do when they reconfigure Fontana, California. It's just getting to be a mess. All right, on to my personal favorite story of this. The band right here on my shirt, whose first name I can't say because of, we're on YouTube, GNR is going to sponsor the number 43 of Erik Jones. I was sent this picture from Molten Rage. Appreciate it, Molten. So there you go. There you see it. GNR with Erik Jones. So it is pretty interesting that they are going to sponsor him. Haven't seen the car yet, at least while I was filming this one. They haven't released the car yet, but I wasn't going to buy any diecast this year. I was going to put it all toward the Fiat project, but that's out the window if that car becomes a diecast you can buy, because I'm probably going to buy several versions of it. All right, few odds and ends to clean things up, and then we're out of here. From Adam Stern, Walmart is becoming a new partner of 23XI in a deal being announced this morning. It's initially focused on off-track activation and store appearances with Bubba Wallace around the retailer's Go Live Better initiative. And Zach Brown, CEO of McLaren, says has been in preliminary discussions with Cadillac for a McLaren partnership should the General Motors brand enter F1 in 2026. All right, so that could be huge for F1. You would have Ford versus GM for the American contingent. We really get into that over here if you don't know. So that would be awesome for F1 from an American fan perspective. But all right, that's all I got for you on this one. If you like the content, made it this far, feel free to subscribe down below. All your subscriptions help out this channel a whole lot. If you're already subscribed, you know I appreciate you guys as well. If you got a question, comment, or anything like that, leave it down in the comment section. I'll try to get to as many as I can. And other than that, thanks for your time. Peace.